Hello, you guys. Welcome back. If this is not your first time here with Crazy Brittney, in case you couldn't already tell by the description and the thumbnail, I am going to be cutting my fiance's hair. As you can see, he's super thrilled and excited. We got a cape. I've got a little hair on, and we are going to be trying this for the first time for the 4th of July. What a milestone memory. So what I'm going to try to do, since this is live, is try to see how the camera looks when I post and set up my phone and camera here on my stand, and see if we can get a good view of me cutting my man's hair, and if you guys will be able to see me. So as he's drinking my cold coffee in the background. So what I'm going to try to do so that we can get this started, because it is the 4th of July, is I'm going to try to see if you guys can see me okay. Look how cute we match, all black and white. So adorable. I've got Wendy Williams on TV. That's my bitch. Man, I actually make JJ watch this with me a lot every time on YouTube when it posts a new episode, because for some reason we don't get Wendy on our cable. But anyways, for the fun part, yes, I today am going to be cutting my fiance's hair. I decided that it would save money if I started cutting the men in our little household hair. So I'm cutting Jensen's hair, and we're going to experiment with Dad first. So by my rugged, rusty, sexy, bearded man, he definitely is super hot out in the sun. We are going to his mom's. Yes, happy 4th of July, as I've already said, for fireworks, and we are eating and swimming. So before we go up there, I'm going to try to see if I can cut his hair and trim his beard, and this will be fun for all of us. So let's see how this goes. Little shot of caffeine. So JJ set me up a little table here to the side, which you can't see, but as I'm done, I can give you a little view of what I had to work with. We've got a spray bottle, we've got all my combs, we've got clipper guards that I have no idea what number or what anything. So this is going to be an entire experiment on how I'm going to start cutting and trimming his hair and beard. So let's roll with it. Hopefully this is not too loud in the background, because I definitely am trying to give him a little something to keep him occupied while I'm doing this to him. So let's see how this goes. What is that, a different performance from BET?
No,
or is that the BET?
That's it. They're talking about how she's almost 40, that she should be making more mature content.
So Nikki at the BET Awards, in case you guys haven't already kept up with that, for the 2018 BET Awards, she performed, I know, one of, all of her new songs, including Rich Sex and Chung Lee, and we are always up to date on the drama, and Nikki is my girl. Was Pink Friday was more my thing, and then it's kind of crossed over into now she is getting older, and Wendy is downing her on her content from the BETs. So I love keeping up with what's going on there. Like I said, we don't get it on our cable, so I have to watch her YouTube channel. So I'm always on YouTube checking and watching and seeing what's going on there, the same as putting my own content out. But here's for the fun part. Let's go ahead and try for the first part of JJ's hair. Let's start with a 5 all the way going up to the top, and then I'm going to go down to a 4 and just hope and pray that that works. So right now my clippers aren't even coming on.
And
No. Let's see what we got. Or it could be something with my clippers, but you would think that this, we have a huge orange extension cord. That's my man. You guys are seeing full view of my man. He of course took his shirt off. He doesn't want to be itchy. I've got him covered up. We're trying to get ready to go to his mother's house, and my clippers aren't working now. So we are trying to fix the problem. There's always something going on at my house. Okay. Do you think it could be? They do kind of, the problem at our new house where we just moved is all of our plugs working like this now, but I'll just have to make sure you can do that just in case as a backup. All of the plugins in this house that we moved into, for some reason, all of the sockets, like the plugins hang out of them. They tend to go in and out. All of our lamps tend to light up and then go dark. We don't know what it is. I will show you guys a visual of what this plug-in looks like. We're not sure if it's the way that they put the plugins in. They painted this house, they painted over the electrical sockets, so there's just always an issue, something going on. But for the moment, they are buzzing, they are working. Let's see if I can not screw his hair up. But at the end of the day, at least my man, so I don't think he's beautiful either way. Here we go, Wendy says. Did you think you heard to see?
Yeah.
Braylon is asleep right now for a nap, by the way, because we absolutely could not do this with her awake. Okay. Jensen is at his mom's. Braylon is back there taking a nap because we absolutely could not do this with her awake with hair in the floor. We just knew that it would be a problem. So I need to try to not wake her up so we can get through this haircut. So right now I'm going in with a 5 guard on this clipper and just trying to do what I've watched in tutorials and just kind of guide it up the back of his head to at least around the top, making a line to where it'll be a little bit longer on top, but for the most part a lot shorter because he is absolutely roasting. It is super hot here in Kentucky, and now that it's officially summer, like I think his mom told us the heat today was supposed to be like up to 105. They said to watch your pets, kids, elderly, anybody to watch, like definitely a heat warning for our area. So all this hair on my man is going to have to try to come off because it is roasting him alive. My little boy also gets his hair from his daddy and has a super thick head of hair. So he is constantly needing a haircut as well. Baby, you can go ahead and like that. It don't matter. I've smoked on here before. I don't care. I mean, it's my channel. It's what I do. It's my life. That's the way I've decided to go about it. Like, of course, if I'm doing my makeup and stuff, I normally don't. But when I'm driving and talking on a vlog, I do. So, as far as I know I'm doing this right, I'm guiding this all the way up his head to, like, at least towards the top of his hair. To where I can leave the top part a little bit longer. JJ was possibly going to have to hold the camera, and I guess for maybe a more of an up-close view, I may have to end up having him to grab that so you guys can see. But for the time being, I think this is just a pretty good shot. You can at least see that I am cutting his hair. He's such a good guinea pig. He's taken one for the team, so that way we can make sure that I don't bald my little boy. So I love his hair long, but I did promise him that for the summer I would be okay with him making it shorter because I do know how hot that he gets, how thick his hair is, like our little boys. So I've agreed to making it shorter. I am hoping that I'm going about this the right way. So this was a 5 guard, and now I'm going to go down to a 4 guard and go around his neckline and hope that I can get it like tapered in, faded in a little bit tighter and shorter. So now let's try to go in with this 4. So just going in around that bottom of his neck and around his ears with this guard that's a little bit shorter to try to taper it in to where as his hair starts to grow back out, hopefully around his ears and neck, it'll be a little bit shorter there for him and take it a little bit longer to grow, hopefully, is what I'm going for. And just in case anybody's wondering or they want to try this at home, you can buy clipper sets at Walmart. You can also buy them at Sally Beauty Supply, and they are open to the public for you to buy and do all of these things at home. You can get your own hair cutting scissors at Sally's Beauty Supply, dyslexic, and you can also get hair cutting scissors at Walmart now. But they do sell clipper sets for men at Walmart, I know, like in a little box you can get them. I got the majority of this at Sally's trying it for the first time. time. So let's see how it works. But if you are interested in doing this at home, then you can pick up this stuff for yourself at Sally Beauty and at Walmart. And probably, I think maybe Walgreens. JJ used to work at Walgreens. Did they sell? Yes. So Walgreens, like any pharmaceutical slash drugstore where you can get makeup and beauty supplies and sanitary objects, you can also pick up clippers there. So if you're interested in trying to do this at home like me, you can pick up your own supplies at any of those stores. And what was that, Cardi B twerking?
Yeah, while she's pregnant.
I did that when I was pregnant. We got videos that you made of me. It was the funniest when I was pregnant.
I think you did that booty bounce that I got on my phone.
I have it on mine.
Plop, plop, while you were pregnant.
It was. So now I'm going to switch back over to the 5, and I'm going to go up a little bit higher on this opposite side of his head that I did not go up high enough the first time. Well, I have to be doing something right because there is a lot of hair coming off of his body into the floor, all over him, on his neck. So I'm definitely taking some hair off. Now, whether or not we can get it all to blend together, we're going to try to figure that out. But hair is definitely come off using a 4 and 5. So you can tell how long this poor baby's hair has been, how long he has needed me or to go and get it cut. So it definitely will be cooler. We know that much now. You want this last little part? And we were just discussing on the Wendy show, Cardi B was on there twerking. And when I was pregnant with both of our kids, actually, JJ and I thought it was the funniest thing to see me twerking pregnant because I had a big belly in the front and a big booty in the back, and we always enjoyed watching me twerk pregnant. But I guess when you are a star like Cardi B, they don't necessarily think you should be posting yourself publicly twerking. But just for a little gossip there on the Wendy show for today, for 4th of July, Cardi B is pregnant and twerking, which I don't know why that's any news because at Coachella, for her entire performance, she was pregnant and twerking. So let me just throw that out there. Okay, guys, now I'm going off completely, meaning like to the skin, and I'm going to go around his neckline and try to clean up all of these edges. Dust off some of this extra hair that's come off of his head. This definitely feels better. I love him with long hair, but it does feel a lot shorter, and I know it's going to be cooler for him. So far, it doesn't look like I have cut anything too bad. But we will see. We're going to keep going with this. Don't speak too soon. Oh, sorry. I probably needed to oil these.
No, they're alright. It just caught my ear.
I will. I'm almost done with this part now. But that is awful funny that she says something about Cardi twerking now, but then talked about Coachella and the entire performance at Coachella. She was in that white outfit twerking. So just going around the ears now, getting any little long hairs that I couldn't get short enough with clippers. So much beard hair. My man is looking like the Duck Dynasty, which I personally love. But for summertime, I know that it's going to need to be a little bit shorter. It is absolutely roasting him to death, itching him when he gets hot. So we definitely are taking some of this off. I feel like, is it hurting you when I go to your skin
Mm-mm.
like that? Let me grab this. Eureka. And where the little yeah, that's what we were missing, the little Paul Mitchell trimmers, but I don't have to use them.
I'd say the plug's over in the plug-in, or the bag, the red bag. You can plug in with an extension
Yeah, I'll
cord.
see if it'll work that way. So I had to go off camera for a minute because I did get a little clipper hairbrush to remove the hair from the clippers so they didn't get too gonky, and I also got some clipper oil. Now, if you do or don't know anything about cutting hair, when you use clippers, when you use scissors, when you use anything, you do have to keep it oiled and taken care of and the hair cleaned out of it, or it's obviously not going to work well for you. I can use regular clippers, you can use regular clippers, but I do have some Paul Mitchell trimmers, which you are going to have to get at a beauty supply store. But these just have a little bit of a finer, smaller tip to go around the ears and neckline and things like that. So let me get those plugged in because I don't think, yeah, for some reason the extension cord is working from that way, but it's not working when we plug it into this wall. Super crazy. Our plugins in this house are super weird. But right now I'm just going to take from all that hair that he had on his neck and back of his head, I'm going to take this little firm clipper brush and try to knock all of the hair that is in these clippers out of them so that I can finish cutting the top of his head. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of oil and turn them on when you do that, so that way the oil can work its way down into your clippers and on that metal to keep them cutting really well. Just a little tip I picked up when I was watching how to do this. It's like I just know everything.
You got to oil them with scissors, clippers. Just put a little oil, make sure they're
That's just something
running.
I learned
Oh, I just
on the
done this for the
how-to
first
video.
time. Oh, I forgot.
Sitting here telling them exactly how to do it and keep your equipment safe. Oh, you have to get these at a beauty supply store.
So
Oh,
how do you know that?
yeah. That's what they taught me when you looked at how to cut men's hair. So again, regular clippers will work for this. I'm actually going to go in with a short guard and take all of that down for him. But when I go in around fine lines, like around his face and around his ears, when you have a little bit of a smaller base to work with, it just gets it in there a little bit tighter than when you have a great big clipper that you're trying to go around their ears and face and neck with. It just kind of gets it in a little bit tighter and looks a little bit better. If you don't have to use a great big clipper to do it with. But they do still work if you have to use your clippers to go in and tighten up your lines or do anything to make the fade or however you're cutting it a little bit better. Clippers will work without a guard to make a line, but it is just a little bit easier with trimmers. Now I'm going to go back to the clippers. I'm going to get a little bit of a longer guard. For those of you that don't know what I've picked up so far, a 0 is the shortest, and then the higher up you go, obviously, is the longest. Normally, your clippers will say on them this is a 1/2 inch, and then as you go up the line, it'll be a little bigger each time for how long you want to leave the hair. Like a 6 is 3/4 of an inch long, so you can kind of go by that. And it should normally say it right on the guards that you get how long it is going to actually leave the hair when you put that guard on. I will have to rewatch Wendy because I've been having to focus so hard on what I'm doing. Baby, you do want the top even pretty short,
Yeah.
don't you? That's what I thought. I'm probably gonna have to take the clippers really to get it as short as
That's
you're
fine.
wanting it. So now I've picked up a 7. So if you've kept up with me from the beginning of the video, I started with a 5, went to a 4, and now I'm up to a 7 going in the crown of his head. Normally, when he goes to the salon, he would do scissors on top so that we could leave it a little bit longer. He would use scissors and wet it down, and we would use like scissors to cut the top. But because it is summer and it's hard to get hair really, really short with scissors on the top, it can be done. You can do a scissor cut to the top of the head and make it short. But, what?
I hate that feeling of that guard sliding across my head.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'm trying not to like dig it into your head.
No, it's not hurting, it's just,
The feeling of it.
yeah, makes my teeth hurt, anything does it.
So I always feel like if I'm gonna do this, that it would be smarter to go bigger than shorter, because you can always take more off, but you can't put it back on. So always remember that if you're trying to do this at home, always go longer, because you can always take more off, but you cannot pick it up off the floor and put it back on. So if you're doing this at home, if you're trying to do a cut at home, working on your man, your kids, just always remember, if you are doing this, no joke, that it's better to go longer first, because you can take more off, you can go down the clipper line and make it shorter, but you can't start with a 0 and then expect to have more hair there. So you do want to try to go a little bit longer first and then go back and take more off if you have to. And be really careful, like he was just saying, when you take clippers over somebody's head, you want to make sure not to go in with the sharp tips of the clipper, because that will hurt. Always kind of glide up like an ocean wave and keep the pointy parts up on the top of the head, because you can gouge someone's head with these. So in all seriousness, just be really careful using clippers. Make sure that you have the guard on right, because one slip and the guard comes off and I will make a huge bald spot in his head. Now, I've gotten his crown good and short. It's blending in really well, surprisingly, with the bottom half of his head. I'm sorry, baby. I'm trying
No, it's
to
alright.
dig it.
It's not hurting.
And again, that's because it would just take me a lot more work if I did this with scissors, because that's taking a lot of hair off and having to blend it in with the rest of his head. So it's just going to be a lot easier to go in the crown, where it's obviously the thickest part of anybody's head is right in the top back part of their hair. So it's just going to be a lot easier, since I know that he wants a lot of hair off, for me to go in with these clippers instead of trying to take scissors to something that needs to be so short. Our little girl loves to grab JJ's beard. She actually almost uses it like as handlebars. Like even if she's going to sleep, she likes to pull it. So I'm looking forward to see how the kids react to me taking most of his beard off, because it's been a while since he's actually had his beard kind of short. When you go into a salon, beard trims are like a separate thing that they will charge you for. A haircut and your beard are obviously two different parts of your body, your face and your head. So normally JJ will do his beard at home and keep it cleaned up like with just a regular razor. But as far as taking any of this length and fullness off, it will obviously take clippers. So now that I've kind of took down his crown some, I'm going to dust off this hair, finish cleaning up the opposite side of his head with the trimmers, finish his neckline. I'm lucky that my fiance loves me and trusts me and is letting me do this. So he has been an awesome guinea pig, so we will see if I will be able to cut our little boy's hair. Bubby was asleep. So both of our kids are napping right now. Our little boy is asleep up at JJ's mom's. They have their 4th of July outfits already. I cannot wait to dress them up and take their pictures. We took a family photo last year on 4th of July, so we're going to try to make it an exact year, the babies and stuff, and take another one when we get up to his mom's. So that's another reason why we're trying to fit this haircut in and get it cut, because we are going to be taking a little family photo for the 4th, which actually is making JJ look completely different than what he has looked like for the last little bit. But we will remember that he trusted me to cut his hair for the 4th of July photo. So, for those of you that are still watching, or if you are trying to take any tips or have truly considered cutting hair at home, I'm completely BSing you. I have a cosmetology license. I have cut his and our son's hair since he was born. I've cut JJ since we've been together. So this is not my first time cutting his hair or my son's. I was just kind of BSing you guys a little bit to let you really see and think if maybe I was doing this for the first time. But I have cut JJ's hair and beard since we've been together. Every haircut that he gets, normally I do. The only time I think maybe he has cut it, and he's actually cut his dad's even before we got together. So he knows a little bit about cutting his own hair. If I've been too tired or haven't felt like it, he can trim up his own and can trim up his own beard and stuff. But for the most part, I normally am always doing JJ's hair. I've always cut Jensen's hair. But if you are seriously considering cutting hair at home, everything that I said is true. You can find all the supplies you need at drugstores, Walmart, places like that. All carry clippers and hair cutting scissors and things that you can use to be able to do this at home and save money. This is something, luckily, that he and I, like I said, if I didn't know how he could cut Jensen's hair, luckily for us, we do know a little bit about it and how the guards work and how to kind of fade hair out. And that does save a lot of money when you do cut your hair at home. I even cut and color my own hair. So if you are really considering doing this, I do have some tips. Everything that I've said about keeping your clippers clean, oiling them, making sure to keep the hairbrush out of them, that is all true information no matter where you get your clippers or scissors from. You do always want to keep them cleaned up and all of the hair out of them. So I'm going to go ahead now and quickly finish up. I'm probably going to add some fast forward right here and some music just so I can finish getting him cleaned up so that we can get ready to do our 4th of July photos and get the kids ready. And yeah, and I will do a separate vlog on that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up his hair, trimming his beard, and I will show you guys the finished product in just a few minutes. And now will be the point when I go back and edit this video. Music, I can turn down our audio and if I want to do it, fast forward in it, I can do that.
20, 30 minutes long.
Almost done. And that's what I think is that my videos do. I can turn all this audio down. Nobody's watching this live anyways. But when I go back into my YouTube editor to do it, like I can pick that free music to apply to it, fast forward, and just make them shorter so that way people don't.
Did you figure out that you?
Yeah, I saw it when you told me it was in there. I went back and looked. It's right there, but you can only do it on the laptop. Like, it don't come up on my phone. You can only choose to edit on. Yeah. But it's right there in my YouTube editing. You have the choice to do the end screen where my subscribe comes up, all that. Fast forward and adding the
how those videos are, adding stuff,
little clips into it.
Pictures.
That's what I really need. So that way, because I know nobody lets me talking and stuff like that. That's why I had to make it just. And honestly, if I could, I would have this video, like anything we're saying around doesn't matter. I'm gonna fast forward every bit of this. But what I was gonna say is, like, if I really knew how and had the memory on my phone, I would even have this at the beginning, like a virtual draw video, and then it would turn into us all ready, the kids ready, like it all just be one thing, edit it all down into one. But see, where I don't know how to do that, and I have to do all of them live, I just have to do a bunch, which I'm not saying a bunch is bad. Like, I have like 50 videos right now. You know, the more there is, the more tags I can make, I'm sure the better. But like Shane said, having that editing his videos made a world of difference.
Yeah.
You want just ask him before, since I have to sweep it up. But anyways, should I do about a 4 on your beard? Speaking of that, now that I've got all of this done, we'll start with this one.
Her first, which one you'd rather do?
Okay, I will finish doing.
It's bacon wrapped hot dogs. That bacon wrapped hot dogs. Those are big bomb. That, baby.
What was it?
It's a taco.
Oh no.
It's a fried tacos, huh? Oh, they're putting it on a hot dog.
Why are here cars and shit?
They too. By there? Will they be up there in the driveway? Oh, you can't see out the window? She witty.
I can't look out the window, but there wasn't nobody out there. I have to open the door. So if an intruder is to come to our house, luckily none of you that may be watching know where I live. For those of you that are crazy, I do encourage crazy people to watch. Anyone is welcome here, but I'm not able to see out the window. So if someone is to come and knock, I actually have to open the door and look and see who is here. He can look out the top window.
Look at this. Marshmallows, chocolate chips, and brown sugar, and these little, like,
Oh my god,
I
that's
guess
like
a
those.
Prius.
No, that's like those things I get at Chinese that are like ones they fluff up and they're crispy that I can
Oh,
get the
yeah.
cream cheese in. You can buy them at the store. Mom was gonna try to make them for me once, and you just drop them in like a fryer.
fryer.
So it would be kind of
Deep
like
fried
Taco Bell's
marshmallows.
things, like the light, crispy, fluffy, like cinnamon things.
Yeah.
Except that's in the middle of it. I could not imagine. Is he telling you how to do this at home? Look
Yeah.
at those red, white, and blue shapes.
Yeah. Look at him right there, and he puts chocolate drizzle on it. Look at him.
I would go to the store and get the stuff to make that.
It's like
right
egg roll
now.
stuff. What is it?
It's just like egg roll stuff, except it has sweet in the middle, so it would be kind of like those sugar biscuits, except with all that in the middle. What kind of shakes are them? Speaking of, we are trying to hit up the liquor store before we go to his mom's. I'm out of wine. He needs some more beer and things like that. So we are trying to drink a little bit, hopefully, tonight to celebrate the 4th as we watch the fireworks with our kids, spending time at his mom and dad's, possibly going swimming. I will let you guys in on all of that in the next vlog. But we are trying to hit up the liquor store. We can go through the drive-through. Do you want to get some more of those Smirnoff red, white, and blues, or something
not
different?
Really. Yeah. Kind of want some beer.
I wouldn't care to get that shock top. It's a little more expensive.
Was that stuff that George brought?
had? Yeah.
Shock top?
Yeah. But I think they have different flavors.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah, shock top with that orange that looked like it had a mohawk.
Yeah, I wonder if they carry it over there behind Walgreens.
Surely.
Oh my, look at them women.
Oh my. Are they that tall?
Yeah. And we and he's tall.
Mm-hmm. German or Russian or something. Not too popping.
No.
Nothing special. 13. She's like in the section where I can't find nothing. It's all the good ones and they're in huge sizes.
Yeah.
If she can find anything.
Big and tall.
Yeah. And I don't think they have any of those for women. It's mostly like a man's store. But basically, I'm just gonna have to like record these like this, and then go back and take all this out and make them shorter and fix them after I record them until we get my stuff off my phone. Yes. Okay, let me shorten these up. You want to be able to just naturally spike them, like just rub your hand up and then be up.
Yeah, I don't even really want it to be long at all.
Okay.
Stick up. It'll stick up if I make it. It'll stick up, but lay down is not. When you get done with them, I'll look at them and see if they're short or not.
Our kids are screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm little, your mom's little, my mom's little, and you were little until you shot up.
Mm-hmm.
Shot up in height.
Mm-hmm.
Not steroids.
My dad was big. Well, my dad's but high as I am. His dad was 6'4". So hopefully we'll take care of that side.
Sissy, though, already is so much littler than Buddy is.
So good. She's probably gonna take care of you and your mom and everybody.
Go look at her little thighs and her butt and stuff.
Just like mommy. Big old butt.
Hulk's wife.
Mm-hmm.
That probably had to be specially made.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
I mean, her train would be her body. I'm sorry. Was that my lesbian? I think I heard her
Yeah.
wife. I guess she felt like a man growing up because she was so big and that lesbian. Okay. Feel that a little bit just in the top. And I probably need to take your crown down some, but you can just shake off and look at that a little bit. So we haven't got to the beard yet.
Maybe a little shorter right through
But
here.
we are about done with the top.
And that's good. A little shorter just right here, I think. These are a little long, and that's that cowlick
Yeah.
I have.
Awesome.
That's good.
So we are almost done. We are working on the beard now and finishing just trimming up and making a little bit shorter. This whole face. And I'm just going to take in where his cowlick is in the front of his
Other
hair.
side.
Well, there's a little bit long right here. Just gonna shorten it. We're basically making it a dad haircut, where all he has to do is wake up, give it a little bit of a fluff to the front if he has to, wants to. Otherwise, it's just gonna lay and be cool on him. And super easy. So that's kind of what we're going in and trying to do right now. Still asleep, luckily for Grumpy. I had to get up and get in the bed morning. For those of you that have watched any of my other vlogs, Jensen has a great big bed that we let him sleep in instead of a toddler bed. And she slept in there last night since he stayed the night at his granny's. So this morning when she got up, I just went in there with her bottle and laid down with her. And she beat me to death early this morning. So she was super grumpy and ready for a nap, and we wanted to try to let her rest before we went to do fireworks so that she wouldn't be super grumpy tonight, since she will be staying up a little bit later than usual to do fireworks. So we wanted to let her get a nap out before we go. So that's why we're trying to take time to get this in too.
I'm just gonna take a quick shower in our bathroom.
I'd like to jump in myself, probably. I don't know if we could do 2 showers at once. We've never actually done that. I mean, both 2 showers be going at the same time, which I mean, we got 3 bathrooms. You would think we could both take a shower, but I mean, I can let you jump in though, and then I will be fine.
I don't know if we can run to them at once. It might take the hot water away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, and I'll just stay and listen to the monitor and find me something. Yeah, just take the monitor in there with us. Right now for her nap, she is in her crib, obviously, just in case she wakes up with us having the door shut to be able to cut his hair and make this video. Look at Daddy. We have her laying down in her crib in case she is to wake up. That way she cannot get out and hurt herself. But right now, I think I'm just going to take this 8 and make sure that I've got all these little extra long scragglies. Just make sure anything's gone that might stick up or that might hang in there. It is faded, so faded. Like, is that wine or drink? We are faded to the gods. You cannot see a line or a scraggled hair. We've got this crown cut down to where it's just gonna lay. It's not gonna give him any problems. And I think we are ready to move on to the beard. I just wanted to make sure that this haircut is going to last him for a little bit, because with 2 babies that are 2 and 1, it's hard for us to find time to do this often, which is why we're going a little bit shorter on his hair than what we normally would. So this is his summer cut. We're going to take a 4 to his beard, and we are going to get him trimmed up and cooled down and ready for our 4th of July pictures. Sexy old daddy, ready to go. Profiling. I will zoom in just a little bit if it will let me to show you kind of how I go about doing the beard. Like I said, you're going to want to go up so you do not gouge that pretty face. Okay, I will definitely have to make sure we leave that one in there.
What size are you using?
I have a 4 right now. I have it pulled to the half, so I'm going to... By the way, this little bar that you do have on the side of your clippers makes it either a full or a half. You can turn a 4 into a half by moving your clipper guard back and forth like this. The more you kind of play around with this, the more you will learn your clippers and how they work and the sizes. Probably going to have to go down a little bit shorter than this. I went ahead and moved it up to the full 4, so it will take as much as it possibly can with this one. When you move the clipper guard back, it turns it into a half and makes it not take quite as much. But I've got it on a full 4 right now because his beard, bless his heart, is so thick that I'm going to try to get off as much as I possibly can. And I'm thinking, since we're trying to do a real good trim this time, that it's going to be a 3 because it's taken some off. I'll let you feel this side in just a second, but it I don't know that it's taking as much as what you, by the time I maybe go around and trim it, it might be better, because I know you want sun there, but
Yeah, I want some, but not
I
much.
don't know, so I'm thinking it might be like a 3.5, feel that?
Especially as hard as it is, yeah. 3.
So the 4 is not cutting it. We're gonna go now to a 3, and instead of me leaving it all the way up, and what I mean by that is this little bar right here, as you can see, the clipper teeth move when you do this. It will bring it to a half or a full. So I'm gonna knock all of this beard hair off as quick as I can, because we are on a time schedule, and I'm going to put a 3 on it and use the half to where, as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. When you move this bar back and forth, it moves those teeth back and forth. So I'm going to pull it back to a half and put the 3 on. So that way it's going to take a little bit more than what that 4 was taking off. And then we're going to go with that.
Look at Mama Jean or whatever her name is.
Oh my Lord, it is. I've been wanting to find an episode with her on it. She looks crazy weird. Like, I think they said something about she was going to have skin surgery. I love his beard. I hate taking his beard off, but I can only imagine how hot I get with this long hair to have this extra little coat on my face. So because I love him and I want him to be comfortable, and it is summer and super scalding hot here in Kentucky, we are taking this beard down some for the summer, but he promised me that if I did this, that we would have a Duck Dynasty beard this winter. And by the way, go ahead and be prepared. Don't have a full face of makeup. Don't be prepared to go out and do a haircut, because just as much hair gets on him, gets on me. I have this all over my face right now. I have it all over my hands and arms. When you have a lot of hair that you're going to be taking off, believe me that it does go everywhere. We are both prepared to take a shower after this, go through the liquor store drive-thru. I think Mom will be excited if we bring her a little something to drink. She sometimes likes to join in the fun, and gonna try to get this 4th of July party started. This is Braylon's first year of kind of enjoying fireworks. Last year she was so itty bitty that we actually took her in and put her to bed and watched a little bit more with Jensen, because he was her age this time last year. And now this year he's a little bit bigger and we think he'll enjoy it, but I am looking forward to see if he is going to be scared of the noise. I hope your mom got some smoke bombs. I didn't get to ask her, but I really wanted to get some for Bud. He loves them smoke bombs. How he ran through them last year. Okay, I think that's better. Now you move over. Not see that side compared to this one. Be really careful when you do the beard also, as you know it's obviously going to pull. I always keep a comb in hand and kind of brush it as I go so that it doesn't pull on his face. You did, I can tell it's better than having to get the tangles out myself. Daddy's poor beard is so long that literally it can tangle up on him. He can get dry skin under it, so I'm trying to make him feel a little better with the summer heat and just get some of this length and thickness out for him. And I can already tell a huge difference. No, actually, normally when I cut it, I'll have like little pieces, but I don't this time. I feel like a new man after the shower. I think I may have it for the most part here. I might have to take the trimmers to do like these parts, you know, around your lip and stuff. But for the biggest, longest part of it, I think I got it done. And anytime you do a beard trim, it's obviously just going to take out any of those long scraggles. It's going to make it look a lot cleaner, fresher, like he just left the salon. Because, hunty, I am licensed. So he is going to feel like he just went and probably, I know when I was working at the salon that I worked at last, it was $5 extra for a beard trim when you got a haircut. So a man's haircut would normally cost $7 and then $5 for a beard trim, and that was like in 2013. So I'm gonna say a man's haircut is around $10 in our town now, just for the man's cut, and then an extra $5 for a beard trim, if not $7 now. So you're looking at around a $17 job to go to the salon and have this done. And if you do keep, sorry baby, and if you do keep up maintenance with your beard and your hair, you're looking at around $17 every 2 weeks to spend on doing your hair and beard at a salon, where you can get this stuff and keep up with it at home and obviously save a lot of money. Now you might have to invest a little bit to get your clippers and all the supplies that you need, but then you can do everything from home from there on out. Now baby, does the top of your head and stuff all feel fine?
Yep, top of my head feels good.
And your bangs?
Yep.
Just gotta do the mustache.
Well, we'll wait.
It's okay.
No, we'll wait.
So, got all that hair cleaned out of that little nose?
I know, I hate
I know.
this.
So like I said, do not be prepared to go anywhere, do anything. There is hair literally all over me. Look at all those little hairs. Hairs, 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 hairs. It goes all up his nose. It goes all over my hands, all over my arms. So do not be prepared to like go out right after you do this. A shower is definitely required. Hair is all over me. It's all over my shirt, my pants, and I even have a small one, so does he. So be prepared if you are doing a big cut to have hair all over you. So we are itchy and we are ready to shower. We are going to finish up this beard. I'm going to do his line all the way under his neck and clean that off. And then I'm going to do his mustache, and he is going to be sexy and ready to go. Sometimes I will still take these trimmers and comb his hairs forward on his face and just kind of dab those off a little bit to make sure there's no scragglies once again. And sometimes if he'll let me, I'll even catch an eyebrow or two. So let me get this little stash. And like Shane and them will like make their thumbnail for their video, which it gives me that option when I go to edit. It's like, do you want to take a screenshot from your video to make your thumbnail? Like if it was something, you know, crazy from the video to get people to click it, obviously it's like choose your thumbnail from your video. Like as you can tell by me taking these mustache hairs off, it is going to go up your nose, it goes on your face. So it is really super itchy. It always goes in his nose, all over his face. But when you have a big trim to do like this, it obviously kind of goes everywhere. I know, baby, I got most of it off though. But that's why directly after it is time for a shower. So I'm just literally taking these trimmers, cleaning up the line of his beard, and he is done.
Boy.
So, my big, scraggly, bearded, Duck Dynasty looking man is ready for summer. His hair is so much shorter. He's so much cleaned up. It looks so much better. Like I said, right now, I'm just kind of cleaning up these lines around his neck. And most of the time, he will go in himself. Like, if I don't do this, he can just take his razor and kind of shave his neck up some. But it is so much easier after you trim the beard just to go ahead and take the trimmers and take it off yourself, like from having to shave and do all that in the mirror. Because obviously after sitting and going through all this, you just want to be able to shower and be done. But sometimes he will still, after he gets out of the shower or before, he'll put a little shaving cream on his neck and on these little places on his face. And he will shave and trim them up that way. But while I've got the trimmers out, normally I just try to take it off for him so that he is done for the time being. But for in between cleanups and trims, he will just take the razor that he has. Speaking of, shout out to the Dollar Shave Club if you want to hook us up. We've got We've got all kinds of trimming and shaving we're going to be doing on here. So let us know, Dollar Shave Club. You can get your first starter kit for $5. We'd be more than happy for you to sponsor us. But no joke, there is this thing called the Dollar Shave Club. If you've never heard of it, I'm thinking about getting it for JJ. Your first kit comes with like your razor and I think a refill and a butt wipe and I don't even know what else. But you get all of it for $5 for your first kit. And where JJ obviously is very thick and strong and has lots of hair and muscles, we could definitely sponsor thick and strong. Where before you guys saw them, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely is what he is going for. Like I said, a 7 in the crown, then I took an 8 all the way around it to make sure that there was no scraggling little hairs that were trying to stick up. I used a 3.5 on his mustache and beard. Then I took the trimmers and I did trimmers over comb to clean up all the extra long hairs on his lip. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to watch the next one that is the best fit for you, popping up on the screen in the next few minutes. And don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss a crazy moment with me and all of my hair cutting, my craziness. Yes, I tried to play a joke and prank and make you think that I didn't know what I was doing, but I do. I have a license. So if you guys are interested in knowing more, want to know how you would take... Thank you, baby. I'm the best ever. He says, like I said, I've been cutting his hair since we've been together. I do my own hair. I cut my baby's hair. So if there's anything that you guys would like to know a little bit more of, let me just give you an example of all the hair that came off my baby's head today. This was way past due. He will be ready now for the next couple of months, being able just to trim it up with his razor. But yeah, so I set up this little table. I had my clippers, my scissors, my trimmers. I had clipper oil. I had my spray bottle. I had my clipper brush to get all the extra hairs off. I had my YouTube ready remote. We were watching a little bit of Wendy through this. So yeah, if you guys are interested in knowing more or how to cut your hair, I also can show you how I cut my own hair. That will be another video in the future, how I trim and cut up and layer my long hair. But if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. You will never be sorry and you will never be sad that you did not miss a moment with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, there will be much more to come. Make sure if you think my man's a hottie to hit that like button again. If you liked the video, hit the button. If you didn't like the video, hit the button. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a happy 4th of July. I will be vlogging more later. Thanks.